Hello friends, it's Jasmine here. Welcome to practice. I am sharing with you today a practice that is in the energy of the moon, meaning that it's a cooler, quieter, stabilizing and grounding practice, particularly for the mind. So often our minds are just going at 100 miles an hour and we have no control over the direction of our thoughts, and there's so much noise and busyness that we really miss the bigger picture that is life. So this practice, using forward folds, twists in terms of the asana, helps us come back into that space internally, and these particular poses allow an opportunity for processing, for assimilating, for digesting, and for space. We'll also be working with a longer out breath, so the exhalation longer than the inhalation, and playing with building in a little pause, a little gap at the end of the out breath, to use that gap for the mind to experience stillness and quietness. And our last technique that we'll be working with today will be utilizing the bandha known as the mula bandha. So the bandhas being energetic parts of the body that we can contract or lock to create a specific effect. So working with the pelvic floor, mula bandha is a gentle application and lift of the pelvic floor, which adds in that stability, that grounding quality, that connection to something stable, and activating the root chakra, which is our base and our foundation. So I'm really excited to share this practice with you. Please, you might need a few props. You might need to grab a block or a yoga belt. If you don't have either of those, a thick book can serve as a great block, and a long piece of fabric or a scarf would be a great yoga belt. So enjoy the practice. See you on the mat. So please come to find a quiet, comfortable seat on your mat. You might choose to kneel. You might choose to sit cross-legged. Either way, just sit in a way that honors the natural curves of your spine. So if you just reach around to your lower back and notice if you can feel the lower vertebra. If you can, then that's an indication that it would be a good suggestion to place a block or a bolster or a folded blanket under the hips. When our spine is in its natural alignment, our diaphragm is in its natural alignment, and we can breathe more fully and deeply. And just feel yourself start to arrive and center. Whatever has happened already this day, let it go for now. You can always come back to it later. Just starting to feel yourself come back into the home of your body. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable to help shift the focus from the external world to the internal. The world of sensing and feeling and allowing and noticing. And take a few moments just to tune into your breath without changing it anyway. Just notice the rhythm and the flow of your breath. Feeling the breath come in through the nostrils, the temperature of the breath, the sensation of the breath over the back of the throat, where the body moves as a result. And then following that breath all the way out from start to finish. Noticing how the inhale ends, and there's this moment of transition. The inhale becomes the exhalation. Follow it all the way to the end. Notice where the breath finishes, and then Notice how the exhalation becomes the inhalation. Really giving your mind a very clear anchor, clear focus. We start to attune to our breath, our mind slows down to that rate too. Long, slow, smooth, conscious, rhythmic breaths in and out. And if you feel comfortable, the next few breaths, when you arrive at the end of your exhalation, just allow a natural pause to come in. Maybe 1, 2, or 3 seconds. Holding the breath at the end, body empty, mind empty. Feel the inhale come in naturally. Exhale comes out a little more consciously, longer, more active than the inhale. There's a natural, gentle holding of the lower belly in, toning of the abdomen. Pause with the breath empty. Soften the belly and then let the inhale come in freely. A few more rounds of breath like this, allowing your mind to drop into that gap at the end of the breath. The West has decided that yoga is all about stretching and moving the body and getting into challenging positions, and one big part of yoga that the West often neglects is that yoga is about coming to a quiet, centered place mentally. Yoga is for the mind. The effects that we experience in the body are also hugely beneficial. If our minds are constantly churning and busy, then it's hard for anything to happen. So let this be your last breath all the way out. Follow it to the end. Hold the breath gently, tone the abdomen. And then as you inhale, open your eyes and make your way into a all fours position, hands and knees. So we'll be exploring a little bit of work using the bandhas today, particularly Mula Bandha, which is the gentle application of the pelvic floor muscles. And when I say gentle, it's not a strong contraction. When we work with the bandhas, it's 50% psychological, 50% physical. So keep that in mind, and I'll remind you as we move through. So from all fours, take a breath in. Feel the spine lengthen. And then as you exhale, use the breath to move the hips back towards the heels for child's pose. Inhale, come back up, hands and knees, long spine. Exhale, move the hips towards the heels, and as you come towards the end of your breath, just start to feel the pelvic floor lift. Mula Bandha engages. Release the pelvic floor. Inhale, come back to all fours, hands and knees. Exhale, move the hips to the heels. Engagement of the pelvic floor lock, Mula Bandha. This helps us ground and anchor. Inhale, rise up, hands and knees. Exhale, hips to heels. Application of Mula Bandha at the end of the out breath. Hold. And then release, inhale, all fours. From here, tuck the toes, move the hips up and back to downward facing dog. And then inhale back to the hands and knees. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose, gentle application of the Mula Bandha. Release, inhale, all fours. Tuck the toes, exhale, hips move up and back to downward dog. Starting to add the Mula Bandha in at the end of the out breath in downward dog. Release Mula Bandha, inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, come back to the heels. gentle application of the pelvic floor root lock. Release the pelvic floor, inhale all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips move up and back, press the ground away from you. Downward facing dog, Mula Bandha at the end of the out breath, soft knees to access length through your spine. Inhale all fours, belly softens. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Mula Bandha, end of the exhalation. Relax the belly, relax the pelvic floor, come back to all fours, inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips move up and back, downward facing dog, application of the root lock, end of the breath. Stay here in downward dog, inhale. Exhale, stay. Engage pelvic floor, end of the breath. So continue to breathe like this for a few rounds in downward dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Application of the Mula Bandha, but soften your effort. Allow that engagement to be part active in terms of your muscles contracting to hold. Bring the mind into it. So there's a sense of the mind helping that lifting of the root lock. Keep the knees soft. We really want to find more length in the spine as opposed to stretch in the hamstrings. Relax the shoulders, pressing the floor away from you, hips moving up and back. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. And loosen your effort in general. You want to keep the body relaxed, mind soft. When the body is braced and tense, the mind is also in that state of bracing. On your next breath, let the breath move all the way out. Let go of the Mula Bandha. Look forward to your hands. Step your right foot forward into a low lunge. And then as you inhale, back knee connects to the ground. Arms rise up, floating the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Framing the front foot. Inhale, rise up. So starting to feel the back thigh extending. Exhale, lower the hands. Pressing into the front knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Hands float down. Moving with your breath. Let your breath guide the movement. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands connect to the ground. Stay here. Come onto your fingertips, lengthen the spine, inhale. Left hand inside the right foot. As you exhale, take your right hand to the right hip or extend it up, coming into a twisted lunge. Stay here and breathe. Find length in your torso, crown of the head. And as you exhale, a little bit more depth in the twist. Ideally, you want to have your right shin parallel to your left arm. So this sense of connecting internally, the energy, to give you more leverage in the twist. Breathing into your abdomen, belly breaths. Find length on the in-breath, depth on the out-breath. Notice the tendency of the mind to want to judge or create a story about what's going on. Can you just be witness to the unfolding of the experience? 2 more breaths here. Long, smooth breath, last breath. Let the exhale all the way out. And then untwist on your inhalation. Step your right foot back on the exhalation. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale to your knees. Exhale, move the hips to the heels of child's pose. Open the knees wider. Reach the arms forward. Bend the elbows so the palms connect behind the head. With the knees wide like this, allow your breath to move back down into your belly. Allow your belly to be very soft. If child's pose isn't an option for you today for any reason, you can come onto your back and hug the knees in. Or if you need a little extra padding under the knees or the fronts of the ankles, I suggest a couple of pillows or a rolled up blanket, maybe behind the knees or under the hips. So allow the breath to soften the belly, slow the breath down. Give yourself permission to rest and just to feel in this moment. On your next breath in, release the hands forward, rise back up to hands and knees, all fours. Press your hips up and back, downward dog. And then looking forward, step the left foot forward between the hands. Right knee stays down as you inhale, rise up into a lunge. Feel the stability of your lower body. Torso floats up. And then exhale, arms back down, framing the left foot. Inhale, rise up, breath moves you. The shoulders soft. Gentle lift to the chin without crunching the back of the neck. Exhale, move the arms forward, down to the ground. Hands frame the left foot. Feel the back thigh open as you inhale and rise up. As you exhale, the left knee tracks forward a little. Just noticing the new sensations in your hips. Inhale, rise up. Breath takes you there. Feel that movement of the belly opening and closing. As you exhale forward, feel the belly move towards the left thigh. Stay here. Take a breath. Lengthen the crown of the head. Come onto the fingertips. Right hand moves to the inside of the left foot. Left hand comes to the hip. Or as you exhale, open the left hand straight up, coming into a lunge. Twist. So feel that connection of your right hand to the ground and then the length up through the right arm, through the right shoulder, up the left shoulder and into the left hand. Find a comfortable position for your neck, maybe looking down, out or up, wherever feels most supportive for you. And then connect your inhale to a longer torso, length through the spine. Exhale, a little bit more depth in the twist. It might just be 1 millimeter, and it might just be mentally deepening your awareness in the shape. Think of that alignment of your left leg to your forearm. Take about 3 more breaths here. Mind completely absorbed in the action. Last breath, long breath in. Even longer breath out. Releasing out of the twist on the inhale. Hands move back to the ground. And then step the left foot back. Come back to downward facing dog. And this time, from your downward facing dog, start to walk your feet either forward towards the hands or the hands back towards the feet, coming into a forward fold. Uttanasana. So soften the knees a lot. Here again, we're trying to access the spine more so than stretching the backs of the legs. And you can interlace or hold opposite elbows and just allow your torso to weight forward. Breath in the belly, mind to the breath. Release the arms. As you inhale, stretch the fingertips forward, rise up, coming all the way up to standing, Tadasana. Exhale, release the hands down by the sides of the body, Samastitihi. So just take a moment here with the eyes closed or very soft to be in your body, to find stillness, to observe, deliberate pause. We spend so much of our days multitasking and moving to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Just take this opportunity just to be here. Connecting with that sense of stability and the quiet quality of unbroken calm and presence within you. Open your eyes, and on your next in-breath, raise the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Soften the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, rise up, halfway lift, spine parallel to the ground. Exhale, come back into the forward fold. Stay here for your inhale. Stay here for your exhale. Long breath out. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward, thumbs point up, rise up to standing. Gentle lift to the chin without crunching the back of the neck. Exhale, fold forward, come back to the ground. Soften the knees as much as you need to, back of the neck long. Inhale, halfway lift, rise onto the fingertips or slide the hands up the shins. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Hold, stay for the in-breath. Stay for the out-breath. One more breath. Stay for your inhale. Stay for the exhale. Reach the fingertips forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Rise up. Spine parallel to the ground. Chin tucked. Exhale, fold. Stay here for 4 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, adding Mula Bandha in at the end of the breath. Gentle contraction of the pelvic floor. Relax before you inhale. Exhale, long breath. Mula Bandha at the end. Remember, it's 50% psychological, 50% physical. Relax, inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale, make this your most focused breath yet. Exhale, follow the breath all the way out. Empty out. Engage pelvic floor, root lock at the end of the breath. Release. Inhale, fingertips stretch forward, rise up. Inhale. Exhale, hands lower down, pause. Come back to Samastitihi and observing the mind, the breath, the body. Attune to this stream of unbroken presence. It's always ours to access. It's always there. We just need to move that mental chatter out of the way to connect back into that stream. Okay, take a wide stance on your mat. You might like to have a block here between the feet, the center of your mat. And with the feet stepped out wide, just raise the arms up and check if your wrists are over your ankles. This is ideally the width you would like your legs to be. If you need to have them a little closer or wider, that's okay too. Release the arms and then inhale, rise the arms back up again. As you exhale, take the right hand down to the center of the mat or the block. Left hand stretches up. Just find a comfortable position for your neck. Inhale, stretch the left fingertips forward in line with the head and the torso. Exhale, left hand floats back up. Look up to the hand if you're comfortable in the neck. Then turn the head down to the right hand. Inhale, rise up, both arms to shoulder height. Exhale, left hand down between the feet, center of the mat or to the block. Right hand stretches up. Follow the hand forward with the head, turning the gaze forward, stretching the right fingertips forward. Exhale, right hand floats back up. Look up to the hand. Look down to the left hand. Inhale, both hands float up to shoulder height. Exhale, right hand comes down, center of the mat. Left hand stretches up. Turn the head to follow the arm forward. Stretch the arm forward in line with the torso. Looking forward to the fingertips, reaching through the left side of the body. Exhale, left hand floats back up. Turn the head to look up or just keep the head out if that's more comfortable. And then turn the head down to the right hand. Inhale, rise up, both arms to shoulder height. Exhale, left hand down. Right hand extends up. Stretch the arm forward. Follow the gaze forward on the in-breath. Right side body extends. In exhale, arm floats back up. Look up to the hand or just look out. Look down, turning the head to get a little bit more through the neck. Inhale, both hands float up to shoulder height. One more each side. Right hand comes down. Exhale. Left hand stretches up or just keep it to the hip if that's more comfortable for you, your shoulder. Sweep that left hand forward. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes up. Make this about moving meditation, breath and movement. Turn the head down, look to the bottom hand. Inhale, arms float up to the shoulder height. Exhale, left hand floats down between the feet or the block. Right arm stretches up. Look up or out, or keep the right hand to the hip. Inhale, right arm extends forward in line with the torso, stretching through the whole right side of the body. Exhale, right hand floats back up. Turn the head to look out or up, and then turn the head to look down to the left hand. Inhale, both hands come up to shoulder height. Exhale, allow both hands to float down by the hips. Pause, take a breath. Just feel into the effects of the movement. And then we'll come into a static twist holding for 10 breaths each side. Inhale, float the arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, right hand down to the ground, center of the mat or to the block. Left hand can come to the left hip or extend the left fingertips all the way up. So we're going to hold this twist. Find that stable part of you beyond the mental movement of the mind. Find length on your in-breath, a little bit more depth on your out-breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Let all the breath out. Empty the breath out for the new breath to come in. Breathing into the belly. Nice, long, slow, smooth abdominal breaths. And notice as we stay a little bit longer, the story or the commentary that arises. See if you can rise above it. Yoga teaches us the truth of who we are is not I am this and I am that and I am all the labels and structures that I've built around myself. Rather, it teaches I am. Connect into that part of you, that I amness that is beyond all of that external stuff. Tap into your inner nature, your true nature, beyond the mind. We have a mind, we have thoughts, but we are not our thoughts. We don't have to believe them or identify with them. Stand back and be the witness to the experience of the unfolding of this process. Let this be your last breath. Exhale. Inhale, come back up, arms to shoulder height. Exhale, rest the hands down, pause. Feel the physical effects of the pose. See if you can feel the deeper energetic effects. Preparing to move to the other side. Take a breath in, arms float up to shoulder height. Exhale, left hand comes down, center of the mat or to the block. Right arm stretches up, inhale. Either turn the head up to look towards the right hand, turn the head out, down, just wherever you're comfortable in your neck. And if that's straining in the right shoulder, you can have your right hand to your right hip. We just want to keep the right side of the chest open. And then deepen into the twist with your breath. Belly breaths here. Long breaths. Tune into the rhythm of your breath as the anchor for your mind. Not only are twists amazing for our spines in terms of decompressing stagnant energy and tension in the body, but what we're doing in this moment is gently compressing the center of the body. So we're restricting the flow of blood to that part of the body. Keep breathing. When we stoke that part of the body with the breath, we're creating an even deeper effect physiologically. Stay here for a few more breaths, and it's when we come out of the shape, when we come back to neutral, that fresh breath, fresh oxygen, fresh blood, fresh prana can flow into the abdominal organs. 2 or 3 more breaths, stay with it. In every culture, every medical system prior to the Western medical system understood that healing was achieved by moving energy. It's a holistic process. It's not just pop a pill for this, take a script for that. Last breath, exhale all the breath out, deepen your awareness into the twist. And then as you inhale, come up, arms to shoulder height. Exhale, release the hands down by the hips. Pause, observe, be, notice. Come back. And feel into the quality of the pose, the physical, mental, energetic effects. Into a soft belly. Step your feet together just to give the legs a little rest. We're going to be coming back into that wide-legged shape. Walk the feet out if you need to. And then when you're ready, step your feet wide again. And having the block in the center again if you need it. Take the hands to the hips and lengthen up through the crown of the head. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Hips move back as the torso moves forward. Release the hands either to the ground or to the block, center of your mat. And then inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward, back to the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. This time, gentle lift to the pelvic floor as you come into the end of the exhalation. You're going to add in a ratio. So inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, fold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mula Bandha, hold the breath. 2. Inhale, release, come up halfway. 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6. Long breath. 3, 4, 5, 6. Mula Bandha, hold the breath out. 1, 2. Release the pelvic floor. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, fold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mula Bandha, hold the breath. 1, 2. One more like this. Inhale, halfway lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, fold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mula Bandha, hold. Breath out, empty. 2. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, take the hands back to the hips. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, step the feet together. Release the hands and take a breath. Okay, coming down to the ground, lying on your back with the feet flat and the knees bent. So I'm going to take your hands to your belly and tuck the chin so the back of the neck's long. With your hands resting on your belly, send your breath down into your abdomen. So as you inhale, you feel your hands gently rise. And as you exhale, feel the belly move back as the hands move back as well. So add in a ratio. Inhale will be 4 seconds. Exhale for 8. I'll count you through the first 3 and then I'll let you explore the breath for a few breaths on your own. So as you inhale, count for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Belly rises. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gentle contraction. Release. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. A few more rounds on your own. If 8 is too long, just maybe reduce it to a 6-second exhalation. We just want to have the exhalation longer than the inhalation. This helps to amplify the calming, grounding, quietening effect of your out-breath. Allow the body to relax. Let go of effort. Mind and breath moving together. And let this be your last breath, emptying all the way out. Let your next inhale be free. And then as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Wrap the hands either around the fronts of the knees or the backs of the thighs. And allow your lower back to flatten to the ground. And then open the knees a little to reach the arms through the knees and take hold of your big toes. If you can't quite connect to your big toes, you may want to use a yoga belt here. If you don't have a yoga belt, a long scarf or a piece of fabric would also work. So take a breath in and then exhale. And on your next breath in, straighten the legs up as much as you can, stretching the feet up, flexing the feet so the heels press up to the sky. Exhale, open the feet wide, and then inhale, bring the feet back together. Exhale, bend the knees, hug the knees in, keep hold of the toes. Inhale, stretch the feet up. Exhale, open the feet wide, relax the pelvic floor this time. Inhale, bring the feet back together. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, extend the feet up. Feel the spine lengthen, chin tucks. Open the feet wide, exhale. Inhale, bring the feet back up. Exhale, bend the knees, hug the knees to the chest. Inhale, stretch the feet up. Exhale, open the feet wide. Stay here for your inhale. Stay for the exhale. Again, remember you can have the yoga belt around the feet if you need to. Just take a few breaths here, long belly breaths. Keep your pelvic floor relaxed, chin tucked. Breath is the focus. And if the mind begins to chatter or move, rest in the deeper knowledge that you are more than that. You are more than the mind. Release that grip of identification with the mind and the thoughts. On your next inhale, prepare to move the feet back together. And then exhale, hug the knees in towards the body. Release the hands and pause. And then take your arms out to shoulder height. Parallel the shins to the ground. Inhale here. As you exhale, move your knees halfway to the left. Turn the head to the right, coming into a twist. Inhale the knees back to center. Exhale, knees fall halfway to the right, head to the left. Use your core to help you bring the legs back to center. Next inhale. Exhale, knees halfway to the left. Gaze to the right. Inhale, knees back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Turn the head to the left. Feel the core fire up. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the left. Turn the head to the right. Knees back to center. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale, knees to center, head to center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. And this time let your knees come all the way down. So you might like to have a block under the left knee. If you feel like your legs are hanging, you might need a pillow under the right shoulder. Just find a way to be comfortable in the shape. You can bring your left hand to the top of the right knee to give you a little bit more stability in the shape. And then move your mind and your breath into your abdomen. Focus on those longer, slower abdominal breaths. Reattune to that stream of unbroken calm that is always yours to access. We call this the stitihi, like samastitihi. Where you are there. Be there in the stitihi. And let this be your last breath. And on your next inhale, bring the head and the knees back to center. As you exhale, lower the knees to the right, gaze to the left, or just keep the head centered if that's more comfortable. Padding under the left shoulder or the underside of your right knee. You can also gently hold the top of the left knee just to give you a little bit more of an anchor. And then come back to mind, breath, belly, all moving as one. Our practice is to keep coming back to the self, to come home, to rest between and behind the thoughts as they arise. And through that space of the witness, as we observe the experience unfolding, we build the resilience to be able to be with those more gritty parts of life. And at the crux of it, everything is just waves of energy rising and falling. It's neither good nor bad, it's really our thoughts that create that distinction between good or bad, right or wrong. And we can move beyond thought and resist that temptation to label everything. We learn to draw ourselves back into that space of the witness. And in that we are able to open to the richness and the fullness of life. Feel that in your bones, in your cells. What it would be like to live with a more balanced, quieter, focused mind. On your next in-breath, bring the knees back to center. Give your knees a little squeeze, lower back opens. And then reach your arms up to hold the outsides of your feet. Opening the feet and the knees wide, coming into happy baby. Pelvic floor relaxed, letting go. There's this counter pressure of the hands pulling the feet in towards the body. The feet pressing into the hands, and in the middle of that, find length in your spine, stability in your core, and softness. And And from here, release your legs, lower your feet to the ground. And you can choose whether to straighten your legs or keep the knees bent with the feet flat, coming into Shavasana, final relaxation, resting. You might like to place your hands on your belly, or one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. You might like to have the hands down by the sides of the body, the palms turned open. In doing this, the shoulders can roll open and relax too. And if your legs are stretched long, take your feet a little wider than your hips and allow your feet to soften and roll out to the sides a little. If you're choosing to keep your knees bent today with the feet flat, just take the feet wider than the hips and allow the knees to fall in so they touch, so the muscles don't have to hold the legs up. So just take another moment or two here to find comfort, to make any last adjustments to the body. Take a few rounds of abdominal breathing. Belly expands on the inhale, softens back on the exhale. Fill and expand on the in-breaths, bringing fresh breaths into the body. Exhale, emptying out, letting go what is no longer necessary or serving you. Last breath in, acknowledge the mind, acknowledge the thoughts, the intelligence of the mind. Exhale, emptying the mind and coming back to that deeper part of you that is beyond mind, beyond thought. And just let go of your breath, bring your awareness to your feet and ankles. Notice a soft breath around your knees. The joints of your hips. The pelvis and the central column of the spine that grows through the torso, back of the neck, crown of the head. Be aware of your hands and wrists. Take a soft breath into the palms and wrists, elbows, shoulders, and then feel the whole body breathing softly, connected. And there'll be a few minutes of silence as you unfold into this deeper experience of Shavasana. If your mind does start to move and move outwards, just bring it back, gently guide it back to what's true and real and present in this very moment. And come back to that gentle awareness of your breath in the nostrils. Come back to your body, feeling the ground that you're resting on. Attuning to the sounds in your environment. And then without moving, just feel your feet. Feel the soles of your feet and the energy in your feet. Feel the same in the palms of your hands. And when you feel ready to move, very gently, with curiosity, bring some movement back into the body. And when you're ready to make some bigger, fuller movements, you might like to stretch out or hug the knees in. Maybe yawn or sigh. And then roll to your side, left or right. Stay there for a handful more breaths. Eventually pressing yourself up to a seated position. We'll be doing some pranayama and a meditation again to continue to build this sense of stillness and quality of quietness in the mind. So find yourself a comfortable seat, adequately propped. So you're honoring the natural curves of your spine. If you know that sitting for longer periods can bring a little challenge, it's absolutely fine to lean up against a wall or change the position of your legs halfway through, as long as you do that mindfully. You might also like to sit in a chair for this last section of the class. So we'll be adding in longer out breaths and building that hold, that pause at the end of the breath, as we've been doing throughout the class. So really what we're doing is interrupting that dominant flow of breath, that in, out, that becomes unconscious and repetitive. And we're changing the pattern of the breath to create a different mental pattern which, shakes up the habitual mind stream and helps us come back to that mental space of calm, quiet, focused attention. So just start to notice your breath moving in and out. Breathing in and out through the nostrils if you can. And the inhale will be free. The exhale will be active. So like we've been practicing, there'll be that gentle drawing back of the belly on the exhalation, a holding of the breath, and then adding in the mula bandha at the end. So just allow your inhalation to come in effortlessly, and then exhale for a count of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale free. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale free. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale free, adding the retention. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mula bandha. Hold the breath. 1, 2. Release. Inhale freely. Exhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gentle mula bandha. Hold the breath. Soft shoulders. Release the contraction. Inhale freely. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mula Bandha, hold the breath out. Inhale, release, breath free. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath, gentle pelvic lock. Release, inhale freely. Adding on, exhale for 8. Stay with 6 if you need to. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath for 4, 2, 3, 4. Release, inhale freely. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gentle contraction, pelvic floor, root lock. 3, 4. Inhale freely. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Suspend the breath. Mula Bandha. 2, 3, 4. Inhale free. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gentle contraction, part psychological, part physical. Inhale freely. Last round on your own. Hold the breath. Release, relax. Inhale. Draw the awareness up to the center of your forehead. Hold your awareness there, as if you were breathing in and out of this space. Connecting with the higher aspect of your mind that is beyond suffering and doubt and chatter, noise. And then draw your awareness back deep into the center of your brain. Like you could look forward to the inner wall of your forehead. The yogis call this space the Chitikasha, the screen of the unconscious mind. Like you're sitting in the deep in the seat of your mind, looking forward, observing the unfolding of the screen of the mind. At first, this might just look like a dark space. But the more you sit back as witness, you might start to see colors or patterns or light or memories unfold. And just sitting back and watching as the witness, observing the unfolding from an unattached place. Breath very soft, sitting in the seat of your higher mind, looking forward. Letting that go and just coming back to the awareness of the center of your brain. From this place, connect with the pulsation of Om, 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 internally unfolding deep within the brain. This pulsation of consciousness, of life, vibratory quality that enables us to attune back to our natural rhythms. Om, 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 unfolding from this space. And then allow your awareness to travel back down into your body. And bring your palms together, thumb tips towards the heart center. Bowing in with reverence. And connecting with that part of you that is quiet, unconditional, steady, anchored, beyond the nitty-gritty mental chatter that pulls us away from our center, with the vow and the intention to live more from this place. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.